Yeah, it's kind of not a great night of sleep. How are you? I want to talk to you about unboxing funnels. So last night, oh, yeah, I really couldn't sleep great. So I probably because before I went to bed, I watched this video from Russell Brunson about unboxing funnels. And I was going through some of his really cool courses and materials. Um, and so this was really interesting. Russell, okay, I heard him talk about unboxing. I never really understood what he meant by an unboxing funnel before. And the idea of the unboxing funnel is that it's an easy way to create your whole funnel and to conceptualize the whole funnel. This is really a game changer, and it's such a freaking simple idea. But the idea of a boxing funnel is this: you lay out your product as though it's like a $1,000 or $2,000 product with the elements that you would have in your one. Hey Tom, how you doing? The elements you would have in a $1,000 or $2,000 product. Then what you do is instead of selling the whole thing, because you need a really great webinar and you need to be pretty darn talented, in my opinion, to sell a $1,000, $2,000 product, $1,500 product. Probably not 2,000, but say $1,000 or $1,500 product from a webinar. Instead of doing that, you divide it into the front end into OTOs, your upsells, right? And so Russell gives the example of one of his best selling products on via Facebook ads is actually one that goes under the radar, which is his perfect webinar script, which sells for $7. Probably perfectwebinar.com. Or you just go, it's not hard to find. All right. If you like anything of Russell Brunson's, you'll start and share it or comment on it. You should start seeing his ads if you haven't seen it. So at $7 is perfect webinar funnel. Now, actually, the whole product there is designed to sell for like $1,000, $1,500, right? I was gonna see here if I can I'll see if I can show you his illustration of it. Let me see give me 1 second here. I'll see if I can find it. So what Russell did is, he can't really sell the product. Here's the example of it. Let me see if I can show you the page here. He can't sell the $2,000 product without a webinar and in a Facebook ad. So he's like, let me boil this down so that I'm able to sell it in an ad. I'll show you. Let me see if I can show you my screen here. I really wasn't prepared to do this. Let me see here. It should. Hold on, guys. That coffee's still kind of kicking in. Let me see here. All right, there we go. It took a minute for my brain to figure it out. All right, let me enlarge this so you can see it. So this is his first thing. If you can copy and paste, you can have a webinar too. This is called his perfect webinar secrets. Is $7, right? All right. So then, this is still the pitch for his perfect webinar, right? Really nice pitch for a $7 product. It's a full-blown pitch, right? It's like, here's the stack. It's like $1,485 for $7, right? Because he went ahead and created a whole stack from it. But what he does here is, this is like OTO 1. How would you like 6 of my very own mentors for free? Let's see if he shows that sales page here. I'll make it bigger so you can see it. Hopefully you can see this. All right. How would you like 6 of my own mentors for free? And so you get, when you buy what he calls Childers chunks are $297. That's John Childers, very famous teacher of speaking and stage closing. You get the entire 10x closing secrets for free, right? So that's like OTO 1. This normally would have been one of the elements in the stack of $1,000, perfect webinar package, right? It would have just been called 10x closing secrets. He would have had this picture. It would have been one of the elements. Instead, he breaks it out as an upsell for $297. Then he has this one. Let's see. I think this one is maybe separate here. I got a little confused on how these stacked up. I think this is a separate one here for $297. And maybe. And then he has one more in here. Let's see here. So he has that one. Then he has one in here for $500. Yeah, would you like to get your presentation done and built in 3 days? So that one's $497. So I don't remember if there's two at $297 or one. It was a little hard to understand the pitch. In any event, and then when you go to the thank you page, she has a registration for a free webinar. That's a pitch for, more money. So the idea here is that all of these things that he's selling here separately would have been sold. I'll go back to the big screen. Would have been part of $1,000 package. He just separated out one item, the sexiest item for the little front end, and then 2 or 3 OT upsells, right? It's still the $1,000 package, just divided into chunks. So I'm going to give you an example of the idea that came to my mind. One of my best products, I think, to me, and it's always sold really well, it's called Produce Promote. Really good, great product, good selling product. Instead of selling it for one chunk of money, the idea occurred to me, I go ahead and split out like module 1 or some element of it as the $7 front end, whatever's like the sexiest. And then I have the other like 3 modules, each one would be an upsell, right? So in the end, I probably make more money than I make just selling it by itself. That's actually possible. And the reason is because on the webinars, I don't sell it for $1,000, although I should. It's worth $1,000. I don't sell it for $1,000. So I could probably make more money as an unboxing funnel, unbox it, have it as upsells. Not only that, then I could advertise and promote the little $7 front end, potentially on Facebook if I have a good enough angle, good enough everything for it, right? I hope that makes sense to you. So good morning to you. We're talking about the unboxing funnel. So I think the idea is this, especially like webinars are not, I do okay on webinars, but I'm not like one of the best in the world at it, right? Russell's like one of the very best in the world at it, right? If you're not that great at webinars, or maybe you just don't like doing them, this is a really great alternative. You just take the sexiest thing that you would have in a $1,000, $1,500 product and make that a cheap front end, $7, $10. And then you add on your OTOs. Now, here's why I think this is a great, an interesting and a really great, almost a breakthrough. You ever find yourself struggling to figure out what your OTOs are? I do. I'm like, okay, what am I going to include for my OTOs on this? I'm not sure. I don't think my OTOs are great. I've said that before. It's just an honest statement. What I've done in the past is just taken my best converting offers. I've tested a lot of stuff as OTOs, and my OTOs are usually just my best converting stuff. Overwhelm Cure, Rising Tide, Fail-Safe System. Those are like my best converting OTOs. But this is a new insight. So like, the product I'm creating right now is about how I'm doing these live streams and the whole system to be pushing out the content to Twitter and LinkedIn and doing a bunch of stuff with it, right? It's good. I think it's a cool product. Now, I'll probably sell the product for try before you buy 77 if you pay up front, 97 if you go on the webinar, right? But now I probably am not going to do this time simply because I don't really have time to do it. But let me just explain how it would work. Is in the ideal world, given more time that I wanted to spend and allocate to that product, what I would do is the 47 would be the front end, or it might even just be something 7 or 10, like just one. And I still might do this, just like one little element of it for 7 or 10, because then you get a lot more people who buy it who then actually see the upsells. You follow me? This is probably not how I'm doing it, because this is probably a try before you buy. It's a different marketing method. But even at that, let's say I'm selling at 97, try before you buy. I can still take this whole concept and say, if this were $1,000 product and not $100 product, what other elements would I put in there? What other products, what other things would I put in there? You follow me? Then those become the upsells. It's a really great way to conceptualize a product. So I say, okay, if I'm going to sell this for $1,000 instead of $100, I'm going to have to put more stuff in there, right? Actually, the truth is not necessarily, but yeah. And there's a guy with a pitch for this, a really great pitch, who has stuff in his pitch and his offer that I'm not going to put in mine, quite frankly, but he has a great pitch for it. He sells his for like 500. But the core of it is similar. His methods are different than mine, but the core of it is similar. The promise, the outcome is similar. So, in any event, if I wanted to sell it for 1,000, I'd have to sit. I don't even know off the top of my head, frankly, what I would do for 1,000. Maybe I would have a like something in print that I would send them. That would probably be number one. Like the outline of a good live stream. Number two, like the instructions for a virtual assistant to do some of the different things. I would have those like as videos that they could just give a virtual assistant, maybe. I'm not doing that because I think that's part of this other guy's offer. I don't really want to be too close to his offer, but I'm just brainstorming here. Another thing that I could do is just take all of my live streams, or a bunch of them, and give them access to those. That's actually a really good idea. I may do that. That may be like a bonus or something. I like that idea, right? I could give the transcripts of my live streams with the rights to use them, maybe, or something, right? I've noticed lately that marketers have raised the prices of their low ticket offers. Maybe that's because of inflation. Well, it's a good point, Tim, but the method there is a little different. Where you're noticing that is on Facebook ads, right? And the main reason it's what's his name? Irway. I think is it Tim Irway? God, my brain is not fully awake yet. His last name is Irway. And he's the one, I think, mainly who's been teaching that with a price point at like $27 and having a whole done for you stack of really sexy stuff that's like done for you outlines. I saw one today and it's like a whole bunch of templates and everything that you need to build like a consulting or a coaching business, right? A whole package of them. That's typically what's done. The reason is because those number one, the templates are really easy sell. They're very sexy. Everybody loves templates and done for you stuff, right? So it's a really sexy, easy sell. And number two, the people that buy that want the outcome, or they wouldn't buy. So they want the outcome. But number three, they're really just buying script. Tim Irway, yeah. They're really just buying scripts or templates, and maybe there's some training with it, but there's not, like, it's like this. So Perry Belcher has an offer where I think like that, $27, he'll send you his laminated copywriting flowcharts. All right, so you got these laminated copywriting flowcharts. You still don't know how really to do them. It tells you what to do, but how do you do all of that stuff? You still need the training. You still need the coaching, right? So that's why I think people do that is you get it. It's done for you. It's templates. Okay. Maybe there's a little training that comes with it, but basically you're like, oh, wow, this is exciting. This looks so easy. This is great. Okay. Now how do I use all of this? You still probably need the coaching. This is just like an offer that's evolved, I believe, right? It's just an involvement offer. As it relates to unboxing funnels, I don't think it's relevant to it. I mean, all they're trying to do is create the sexiest front end they can, right? Russell's idea, though, is a little different. You just figure out what your $2,000 package would be. You say, out of this whole package, what would be the number one sexiest thing, right? So for like produce, promote, I have outlines for selling your product at different price points. Maybe that would be my front end deal, right? The other thing is 27, it's easier to recoup your money from Facebook ads than it is 7, right? That's the other consideration. In any event. I like this idea because it makes it easier to conceptualize hope, like Rising Tide or Book of Secrets. I have Book of Secrets, but it sells for $65. What if I pretended it sold for 1,000? Say, well, okay, what other stuff do I got to add to sell it for 1,000? Right? Well, maybe I would actually ship you some of the different books that are part that I talk about in the Book of Secrets, like the top 10 books I talk about in the Book of Secrets. I don't know. Like maybe I'd send you a leather mount. I don't know what I would do for 1,000. Honestly, I'd have to sit down and think about it. Probably I would have implementation plans for some of the different secrets in the book. For like the top 10 secrets in the book, I would have like an outline and an implementation plan for it that you could actually follow, right? Hey, Shahid, did I pronounce that right? How are you? Welcome. We're just talking about unboxing funnel sheet. I don't know if you heard the first part of this. If you didn't, you can go back and listen to it. I think it's a real useful thing. Or marketing heaven. I had my 48 marketing systems in there, but maybe if I selling it for $1,000 product, I would probably have implementation plans and maybe coaching or something for the top 10, right? So OTO 1, upsell 1 would be the top 10 implementation plans. OTO 2 would be actual coaching. I don't know. That's like a brainstorm, right? Anyway, this is a way to conceptualize what will your OTOs be, right? If you want to have a low price front end. I think it's if you're not great at webinars, I think it's a real good thing because then for your OTOs, your upsells, you have VSLs and maybe a short sales page. You don't have to do the big, I mean, in my opinion, $1,000 webinar pitch to convert is a pretty high skill For one reason, you got to get people to attend the stupid webinar. That's probably like the biggest task, even more than selling on the webinar, is just getting people to attend it, right? Tom says 67 is a bargain for your book of secrets. Well, 125 is for the print and is still for the print. Well, actually, I think I discontinued the print, but the 125 was for the print, right? The 67 is digital only. That's the difference there. Actually, it was 97 for the product, I think 90 or 100, and then 20, whatever it was, 5 or 27 for the shipping. And the reason for that was just because I wanted to be able to ship it for one price around the world. I mean, it's really expensive to ship it to some countries, right? And I was just trying to average it out. The only reason was I didn't have a way for people to select different shipping prices. It was just too complicated. I mean, it is probably too much for it's too much for shipping in the US and Canada, but when you get people from these exotic countries, then the shipping's a lot more. So that's why I did it that way. In any event, the unboxing funnel is an idea that I think can help you. And just by way of reference and credit, let me see if I can get back over here to it. I always like to credit my sources. So there it goes. This was from the whole unboxing funnel idea. This was the first time I'd seen it explained well. It's from Russell's October 2022 newsletter, Behind the Scenes Marketing Secrets Letter. He calls it the $7 Splinter Report, how to break down your ultimate offer, sell it to your customer one sexy piece at a time, right? So you get this when you subscribe to his Dan Kennedy No BS newsletter. You get the Dan Kennedy newsletter, and you get Russell's behind the scenes newsletter, all for the one price. And these are really great. Like, I'll show you another one here. Let's see what this one is. Behind the scenes of the lead magnet summit funnels, right? And what he does is he breaks stuff down. He talks about it, and then he'll break them down, right? And show you like step by step how to do that kind of a funnel and things. Or this one, free challenge funnels. I found this one to be really interesting, right? This one was, because what he did was he showed how, all the behind the scenes and how it worked and everything. I really like that one. Then he has this one on virtual events. Right. These are just some of them that he's done. Anyway, I like him. It's a great newsletter. And the ones he does with Dan Kennedy are very cool also, because he interviews Dan and includes the interview. And then he writes up his own take on what Dan talks about that month. It's very cool stuff. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. I hope maybe this will help you conceptualize and come up with your back end offers. It helped me. Hopefully it'll help you also. You all have a great day. Thanks for being on, Tom. Nice to see you, Shahid. And if you all watch this on replay, type replay. If you watched it live, type live. Watch the bitter end, type bitter end. If you watch it over on LinkedIn or YouTube or Twitter, give us a shout out and let us know. And that's it, guys.